Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Hair Talks by Terra Medical. I'm Dr. JC, and today we'll be delving into the topic that every Singaporean can relate to: humidity and sunshine in the Lion City, hair woes, and Singapore solution. Living in this vibrancy is a treat, surrounded by the rich tapestry of cultures, bustling sea life, and the lush greenery that defines our tropical haven. However, as much as we adore our Lion City, our hair often contends with challenges that are uniquely shaped by the characteristics of our tropical climate. You see, our hair, much like the diverse communities that call Singapore home, is beautifully unique. It encounters a set of environmental factors that, though they contribute to the charm of the city, can sometimes pose challenge to our locks' health and vibrancy. So whether you're strolling through gardens by the bay, enjoying the sea breeze in East Coast Park, or navigating through the vibrant streets of Chinatown, your hair can completely shine amidst the dynamic energy of our Lion City. Now let's zoom in to the first challenge that our hair encounters in the heart of our tropical paradise: the relentless humidity that's practically a daily companion here in Singapore. Humidity, in simple terms, is the amount of moisture in the air and in our vibrant city. It's often in higher side, and elevated humidity can create a bit of frizz and cause hair bulk, and overall a lack of manageability. Despite popular interest in how environmental factors influence perception of hair, surprisingly little research exists on this topic. One such study that I found in 2021 tried to assess various climate permutations such as humidity on two types of hair, straight versus curly, and 20 female participants are to touch these samples of hair, rating their smoothness, frizziness based on different environmental influences. The results indicate that high humidity did not appear to affect the tactile perception of frizziness directly or consistently. And a significant finding was that the curly hair overall was rated as frizzier than straight. What we can learn from this study is that the effects of humidity affect people with curly hair more than people with straight hair. So for all you straight-haired folks, you're spared. So why does this happen? Theoretically, an increase in temperature and humidity generally causes hair strands to swell and the cuticle edges to lift, increasing the roughness of the hair surface. Curly hair is often unevenly shaped, which can lead to a more pronounced difference in friction behavior, especially in humid conditions. Therefore, curly hair might be more susceptible than straight hair to perceivable changes in texture due to humidity-induced swelling, as the curls in the hair structure form due to already asymmetrical mechanical stresses. So one simple trick up our sleeves is to combat this is to avoid excessive hair treatments such as bleaching, dyeing, drying our hair in high heat temperatures. Hair is porous and damaged hair is intensely so. Water absorption causes the hair shaft swelling. Excessive or repeated chemical treatments, grooming habits, and environmental exposure produce changes in hair texture, and if extreme, can result in hair breakage. These changes can be seen microscopically as weathering of the hair shaft and contribute to tangling and frizzing. While we bask in the radiant glow of our tropical sunshine, it is important to also understand the impact of sun exposure and the need for UV defense in our vibrant city. While the sun can be a constant source of joy and vitamin D, it can also pose a challenge to the health and vibrancy of our hair. The culprit here is the sun's UV rays, which, much like a tropical adventure, can be sometimes lead to an unforeseen consequence of our hair's precious locks. It is documented in various studies that UVA plus B rays from the sun can result in damage to the hair follicles, from premature catagen to decreased proliferation and inducing oxidative damage. So, prolonged exposure to UV rays can also result in a structural damage to the hair shaft. This may result in the color change or even damage to certain hair proteins, turning a day out in the sun into a potential hair hazard. Some people, after hearing this, may jump straight into the bandwagon and start slathering sunblock directly onto your scalp. There is a possible association with sunblocks and certain scarring form of hair loss called pantofibrosis alopecia, with certain study results suggesting that sunscreen use is associated with 2.21 times higher likelihood of developing what we so-called FFA, although this mechanism is unknown. So in my opinion, it's safer to avoid application of sunscreen and use physical UV protections if you're planning on a long trip under the sun. Umbrellas or caps are your best friend. These defenders act as a barrier, helping to minimize the harmful effects of sun exposure on your hair. Think of them as your hair's entourage, ensuring that it remains radiant and healthy even under the glorious Singapore sun. And lastly, living in our city means enjoying a splash in the pool, whether it's at your condo or Sentosa's beautiful waters. But there are challenges for our hair in these moments of relaxation. While the water feels refreshing, it can also affect our hair. Salt water can make our hair dry and brittle by removing its natural oils. Chlorine in pool water, which keeps it clean, may cause discoloration and weaken our hair. There are unfortunately no current efficient products in the market that can help resolve this issue for avid swimmers, but here's a quick tip. Before you take the plunge, wear a swim cap. It's not the most fashionable, but this easy step is like a shield for your locks, providing a protective barrier against potential damage. This barrier helps to limit the absorption of chlorine, but also gives protection against UV rays, ensuring that your hair remains resilient and vibrant even after your aquatic adventures. Another small but effective measure is to shower immediately after dipping in the pool to wash off the excess chlorine. So next time when you're gearing up for your swim, don't forget this simple yet powerful ritual. Your hair will thank you by staying healthy and gorgeous. So there you have it, your guide to overcoming the unique challenges that our tropical oasis presents to your hair. From humidity havoc to UV defense and conquering the post-swim challenges, we've unraveled the secret to maintaining luscious locks in our sunny shading.